A major WWE star could be out of action until 2024. Plus, new WWE champions were crowned on NXT, and a ruthless aggression era star makes their NWA debut. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So we're sending our best and wishing a speedy recovery to former United States champion Ronald Mysterious, Rey Mysterio. We may not see until next year now.
No, because that attack on SmackDown where Santos Escobar turned heel, turned on Rey, injured his leg in between the ring steps and the ring post, that was apparently to write Rey off for potentially the rest of the year.
I thought it was just because Santos was a really naughty man.
That too. Absolutely.
What's in you?
This comes from House of Wrestling, excuse me, by the way, Tom, saying that Mysterio has been working through a torn meniscus for about 3 months. The injury has slowly worsened, so he'd agreed to lose the US Championship to Logan Paul and participate in the beatdown angle before heading off for his knee operation. He's expected to be out of action for around 6 to 8 weeks while he recovers and will then likely resume his feud with Santos Escobar when he returns.
It could be something that potentially makes Santos Escobar as a top talent. I think there's certainly a WrestleMania match there if room on the card allows for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love for that to happen for Santos because I think him as a heel, I am far more engaged with than him as a babyface. I feel like he lost all his power when he became a babyface.
Right, I would agree as well, because when even discounting, because back when he was in Lucha Underground, he was immediately one of the more striking ones to me, and he was kind of he was a heel there as King Cuerno. In WWE, when he was a heel, he was the leader of this stable. He was very, as you say, very powerful. He seemed to have this sort of cool factor about him. And excuse me, getting emotional about it. And then turned babyface and lost all his power. Then when he became a babyface, you're right, and he was suddenly he was like the second or third in command as well. So I think there's also justification there for a heel turn as well, saying like, well, Carlito leapt ahead of me, and what am I now? And I think it'll be good. Yeah,
there could be some fun to be had here. Last night we saw NXT and Warriors Tea with Xia Li and Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra Valkyria, obviously NXT Women's Champion. Her next challenger looks to be Xia Li. And she invited her for a spot of Warriors Tea,
which is like normal tea but Warriors.
It was a very abstract, vague sort of segment where they were talking in metaphors, and Xia Li saying things like, let's select the leaves carefully and give them time to boil in the pot and soften. And then Lyra's going like, so the leaves are maybe more vulnerable than they let on. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys.
And then Xia Li's like, yes, but sometimes the leaves can get hot under pressure. And then Lyra's like, yeah, but the leaves are crap wrestlers and I'll beat them anyway.
Yeah.
She then refused to drink the tea, which has left Xia Li with no option but to batter her next week because it's wasted tea.
The tea could have been poisoned. I agree with Lyra Valkyria. It's a heel's trap, and she refused to take the bait or the tea.
Oh, I'd have drunk the tea personally, just to be sure.
To be sure.
Because if it was poison, then I ain't got to worry about the match. If I drink it, then she won't go too wild on me.
Maybe that's true.
We all win.
But as you say, Xia Li's now going to show no mercy to Lyra Valkyria when they wrestle, and Lyra went, good. And then they bowed to each other, and then she left.
It was a lovely segment. Look forward to Ross talking about it on Friday's podcast.
Yes.
Also last night, we had the NXT Deadline main event pretty much confirmed, didn't we?
We did, because in the main event, Baron Corbin beat Wesley with help from Dirty Dominic Mysterio. They seem to have formed a bit of an alliance, him and Baron Corbin. After the match, Dragunov tried to run down to make the save because Corbin continued the attack on Wesley, but then just immediately got hit with the End of Days. I guess it's keeping the move strong, even if you get caught with it out of nowhere. It's going to incapacitate you. Corbin went up the ramp, and then Dragunov, it was the classic, I've been hit with a move, but I'm going to cut a valiant promo from a prone position, going like, right, you think you're odd then? Well, I'll have you at NXT Deadline, which I believe is I think it's December the 9th?
December the 9th,
early December.
yeah, it's December the 9th, that one. Now, Vic Joseph was keen to point out that NXT officials would need to make this, official. I imagine by now it will have done. Be a weird match to tease and then not do.
Yeah, they'll surely do.
Big fan of the Judgment Day, by the way, currently farming out a lot of their work to exterior people. I think it's important for a business to grow also to offer opportunities for other production houses to work, such as Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin.
Yes, fair enough.
It's strong from their point of view. New champs were also crowned last night on NXT, and in what feels like something not sitting right about this one, Jack.
No, not at all. Well, first of all, I'm heartbroken because, Chase, you have lost those tag team titles, not a very long reign at all, and lost them back to Tony D and Stacks. It was a clean victory in the ring, but all sorts of external factors were distracting the babyface boys. The Chase U section in the crowd, they walked out in disgust because of these mysterious allegations surrounding Andre Chase.
So last week we saw that Andre Chase received a letter from the family, and he looked very upset and worried by it, which suggests to me there might be some match fixing going on.
Something like that. Especially because as the show opened with Chase U arriving at the building, and Andre Chase was swarmed by like paparazzi essentially, and was saying like, I refute these allegations, I can't say anything else, got ushered into the building. Then again, after the night was finished, we saw him leaving through the car park, and again he was ambushed, and then JC Jane sped up in a car and went, "Get in, Andre," and they avoided the questioning again, but we're still all left in the dark. The real victim here is the MVP, Duke Hudson.
I think we forget he is the true victim of all of this.
He's never done anything wrong.
Something's awry here. Bruce Grobbelaar would never. Sat right next to a former champion, doesn't like to talk about it too much, like his great charity work. Jack the Jobber, a former DDT Pro Ironman heavy metalweight champion. We talked about that belt in length. Sorry, a two-time champion. We talk about that belt in length on the YouTube channel right now as we celebrate the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title having a very short but sweet run as DDT Pro Ironman Heavy Metalweight Champion.
One belt won the other belt. That's what's happened there. But Tom covers all kinds of twists and turns in the history of the DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight Championship, don't you?
It is a fabulous journey through wrestling's stupidest title, and I say that with all the love in the world. We need this belt in our lives. You need it as well. Find out more on the channel right now.
Two-time.
Tell you what.
Can I also just say, for years, since I won the belt, I've really wanted to make some sort of like vlog or video where I go off in search of it to become to complete the hat trick and become a 3-time DDT Ironman Heavy Metalweight champion.
Ash, can we make that happen? I know people. Can we make that happen?
Oh, God.
Can we?
I don't know if we
DM
can.
me, sir.
No,
Love your work.
I don't know if we can. I think it's off in Japan somewhere currently.
We'll find it. Don't you worry. I know. I don't know where it is, but I know a man who does.
Okay.
Drop us a message, Takagi-san. Now, last night on NWA Power, a very random return for a Ruthless Aggression star.
Yes, last night we saw Billy Corgan along with the Spectaculars, Rush Freeman and Brady Pierce, presenting Who Wants to Be a Spectacular, where they're hunting for a new tag team partner. The three of them were interviewing various applicants, and the one that stood out was former, as you say, Ruthless Aggression era star, Paul Burchill. Avast! Yar!
Oh, lovely to see him back. Shaved head. Not a clue why he was there, to be honest with you. This was a really strange segment. It did genuinely feel like Paul Burchill had just been dropped in and was told just to busk it. But I think that was the look they were going for.
Like the sort of penultimate scene in Dodgeball, or one of the late scenes where they've just won all the prize money and everything, and Steve the Pirate shows up, and he's just Steve. He's not a pirate anymore. And Paul Burchill, as you've said here in the notes, was not sporting a single piece of pirate attire.
He wasn't, but he referenced a passion for nautical historical cosplay.
Okay.
Nudge, nudge, a wink, wink.
It wasn't cosplay, Paul. You were a real pirate. And just like at the end of Dodgeball, I hope he realizes, like Steve, that he's got to be a pirate again.
One can only hope. Now, he said he wants to wrestle in the NWA, and if he has to wrestle in a bow tie with the Spectaculars to do it, then he will. Now, we'll find out next week who wins the Who Wants to Be a Spectacular segment. I get a feeling it's a setup for Paul Burchill. I'd be upset if it wasn't. We'll see what happens.
It's got to be the case of if he does win and joins this group, that he's then got to be constantly tempted to go back to his pirating ways, and they're like, no, Paul, that's in your past, that's not you. But eventually, he's got to do it. He's got to break out.
I think that's a finer idea than what I think they might do, is how, because he comes across as like, I'm quite a serious man now. I don't want to do this silly dancing. I want him to lean into the pirate stuff, because that's kind of Paul. I know you're a great wrestler, but we love the pirates. We love the pirates. We need more pirates in wrestling.
Absolutely.
Please, thank you. AEW Full Gear is this week. weekend. 9 pitches on the channel a little later on today, plus predictions with myself and Fraser Porter, live reactions with myself and Fraser Porter, what happened with this gorgeous gentleman, and WTF moments with the gorgeous gentleman upstairs as well. I mean Ross, not God. We'll keep you up to date with everything over the week of Full Gear.
Yes.
And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Are you twitching tonight?
I'm twitching tonight with Owen Mawson, twitch.tv/cultaholic. See us try desperately to keep those kayfabes in the Premier League.
Up the fabes. Twitch.tv/cultaholic. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.